How you doing, YouTube? This video is about people, how should I say, not natural bodybuilders, talking about how you can get like them just by eating an healthy diet. Now, the reason why they say this, and I'm going to be honest in this video, there's no messing about, there's no, hiding behind the bush, not telling the truth. This is the real shit, bro. You wanna hear some real truth? This is the shit you need to watch, right? The reason why they're telling you that, oh, just eat a healthy diet, they're not really telling you the deep side of things, the reason why is because they have sponsors. They have sponsors, they have fans, and they don't want to, you don't want to lose, they don't want to lose money, basically. That's what it is. Because of the sponsors, they come out saying they use steroids, they're not going to get any sponsors and they're not going to make any money. That's why they're telling you, that's why they're lying to people, telling them all this bullshit. Oh, you can get big naturally. All you gotta do is, train like I do and follow my diet, and this is what you'll get, But that's the rubbish. I was training from 2008 to 2016, and I never looked, after all them years, I never looked nowhere near like a professional bodybuilder, right? I was big, I was in shape, but not like a professional bodybuilder. Come on, man. Anybody, even, I'm telling you right now, even a baby that can't speak knows you cannot get big like a professional bodybuilder. Only if you do the dark side of the industry, which is if you take steroids, right? And if you have good genetics. It's not just about steroids, it's also about genetics as well. Genetics is first, then steroids is third, because genetics is first, then it's diet, then it's steroids. If you do all those things in a good genetics, and if you just say you've got good genetics, yeah, you got good genetics, right? And you're still not gonna get as big as a steroid user. Right? You're not, you're not. It's physically impossible. You're not going to get like a big bodybuilder without doing massive amounts of steroid dosages, right? I know what I'm saying, man. Right? But this is what I'm going to tell you as well, right? The way you can know, not saying that I'm bothered about who's on steroids or not, because I couldn't give a fuck who's on what, to be honest. As long as I'm not on it, that's all that matters. But right, a bodybuilder, right? How you can tell that somebody's on steroids, right? It's pretty easy if you know about training and fitness and stuff like that, right? Right? The first one is how you can tell very straight from the get-go, right? Who, if a guy's on steroids is by the shoulders, right? The shoulders are everywhere in your body. Your shoulders are the most androgens, meaning the most muscle fibers, right? Dense muscle fibers, right? So when a guy starts taking steroids, the first thing that's going to grow on him is his shoulders, right? The first thing that's because it has the most androgen receptors, right? So when you start taking steroids for most guys, that's how you know. It's by the shoulders, right? Shoulders round, capped, ripped, just overdeveloped, right? You can see like he's injecting in his shoulders, man. You can see he's injecting in his shoulders. And even if you don't inject in your shoulders, it's still gonna go to your shoulder. Your shoulders your shoulders are the muscles that pop firstly, more than any muscle in your body, right? So that's number one. Number two is roid rage. Just flying off the handle every minute. Can't keep you cool. Someone looks at you wrong, you want to kill them. Stuff like that, right? That's the second one, roid rage. The third one, right, is just looking just overly developed, just massive, huge, ripped, big and ripped. Now, big and ripped, if you're natural, big and ripped is something you don't see normally, right? Big, you see skinny and ripped if you're natural, but you never see, even if your genetics are great, you never see big and ripped at the same time. It's never, if you're natural, it's not going to happen. So if you're thinking it's going to happen by going to the gym naturally, and you think you're going to look like that, it's not going to happen, man. There's no way, bro, in this world, I'm telling you, man. And there's all these beginners and these kids at 15, 16 are looking at these bodybuilders. They did it they've always done it. These first time lifters. They look at these books and shit like that, and they take the advice of a bodybuilder on YouTube, and then they go to the gym, and then a couple of years down the line, they're disappointed. They are disappointed because you just can't get like that, man. Come on, all these people thinking, yeah, if I go to the gym and do what that bodybuilder says, I'm gonna get like him. I'm gonna get like him, yeah. And that gives them motivation, because if you're a youngster at 15, 16 and you think you're gonna get like, say, Ronnie Coleman or Phil Heath, you get motivated. You think, yes, you get excitement. You think, yeah, you get motivated to go to the gym because you think you're gonna look like that, and you're in the gym training for 5, 6, 7 years, and you still don't look like that. Why do you think? There is a reason to that. There's a reason to that reason, right? There's a reason for it, right? The fitness industry, bro, is made up of lies. They're gonna lie to you. They're not gonna be honest with you. They're not gonna say to you, right? Are you a bodybuilder? When you ask a bodybuilder, how do you get big? You think he's gonna tell you, right? He used Decker at this time. He used Winchell at this time of the night. He used Dianabol at this time. He used what else is there? What else? He used Tren at this time. He used Anabol at this time. He used Clen at this time. He used Winstrol at this time. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that, bro. They're not going to tell you that. It's just, they're just not going to be. They can't be honest because of the sponsors. And they should be able to. I know they're going to lose money, but why would you choose losing money over a young person's health, man? Just be honest. Just be honest, right? Tell them, yeah, this is how I get. Not saying you should do it, but the bodybuilders should say, look, this is what we do. I'm not saying anybody else should do it, but yeah, we do take steroids. This is what we take. This is how much we inject. This is to be honest with the youngsters, right? Just to be honest, right? Doesn't mean that they're gonna. It doesn't mean that they're gonna go run with that. They're not gonna. 15-year-olds are not gonna take anabolics. Think about it. Somebody that don't know nothing about training. They don't know anything about training. So how the fuck are they going to go take anabolics? Think about it. They're not. They're not going to take anabolics. You tell them that you take anabolics, they're going to be devastated because they're not going to do it. A first-time lifter doesn't even know how to do a bench press. So you know what I mean. All you got to do is be honest, be open. Because you know what? Even if you do be honest, right? Further down the line, in a couple of years' time, they're going to find out that the dark side of bodybuilding, bro. They're going to find that out. I'm telling you. They're find that out, man. And to be honest with you, nowadays, being bulky and big, it's not in season, man. It's not even in fashion anymore. 10, 15 years ago, it was in fashion. But people now, they just want to go to the gym to get lean, to get in shape, maybe get a six-pack, get lean, get ripped, look good all the time, and feel good as well, man. Because I tell you, man, when I was doing natural bodybuilding, because I didn't take no steroids at all, right? I got what was I gonna say now? When I was doing natural bodybuilding, right, and I got big, man. After about 4 years, I got big, but I was slow. I couldn't breathe hardly. I couldn't. Just walking down to the shops, I was like panting like I'd done a marathon. It wasn't. I didn't feel healthy being out. I mean, I was in shape. I was big, but I didn't feel healthy. Like proper healthy. I didn't feel that. You know, being lean and if I had to go back to training now and do it all over again, I would just want to be rich, lean and rich, because it's the most healthiest, right? It is the most healthiest you can be, man. Lean, rich, and looking at yourself every day in the mirror with a six pack is way better than looking at yourself in the mirror every day with being big and bulky. Think about it. It doesn't look. I'll say it right now, bro. If a girl has to pick a lean and ripped guy over a big, huge bodybuilder, she's gonna pick the lean guy. I guarantee you. So, 95% of the time, she's gonna pick the lean guy. So, if you're training to get gal, then you need to be in shape. You need to be lean. You need to be lean. You can't walk around like a like a fucking elephant. You can't be doing that. You need to be in shape. Because no girl's gonna want an elephant. They want a rich, lean guy. Be in shape, be healthy, man. You don't want to be. Because 9 times out of 10, what do people do when they first start bodybuilding? They train for a couple of years. They find out that they can't get huge like a bodybuilder. So they do. A lot of people turn to the dark side and start jabbing the needle in their ass like a fucking heroin addict. But this is not. Telling you, man, this is not funny, man. This is real life shit, bro. And they start jabbing that needle in their ass, and they start be on steroids for the rest of their lives, because once you start steroids, if you want to keep them results, then you have to do it for the rest of your life. Because the minute you come off them steroids, you get all withdrawal symptoms, and you lose your gains, man. You lose. I guarantee you go on steroids for 3 years, get all these gains, right? And then I guarantee in 6 months they're all gone. 6 months they're all. I guarantee. It's like building an house and then knocking it all down. Like building a house is the body. Knocking it down is losing the gains. That's what it's like. If you're going to build a house is for life. You're not meant to build it and then 2 years down the line, knock it down. Where's the results? You know what I mean? Where is the results? Don't be fooled by bodybuilders, man. The next time a bodybuilder's telling you watching, all right, next time you're watching YouTube and you're watching a bodybuilder talking about how to get big and this and that, turn the fucking video off and go watch somebody that's lean and natural, because it's all about natural, right? And there's a lot and there is a lot of guys that are lean and you've got six packs and lean that are on steroids as well, but they're only on small dosages and they look miles better than a bodybuilder does. Right? A bodybuilder, you could go into a bodybuilder's house, right? A pro bodybuilder's house, look in his cubby, and that shit's gonna be full of steroids, man. HGH, growth, what else is there? All these peptides and all that kinds of shit, man. You're gonna look in there and you're gonna be like, fuck me. This guy's got a serious pharmacy in there, man. Wow, fuck. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, it's a little explanation about what's fake and what's real. And I'll see you later.